Dear students, welcome to our fifth lecture of unit number 3, and the topic for today's lecture is adsorption at liquid interface and surface active agents. First of all, we will discuss about adsorption at liquid interface. Before that, we should know what is adsorption. So, what is adsorption? It is the adhesion of atoms, adhesion of ions or molecules from a gas, liquid, a dissolved solid to a surface. Okay. So, what is adsorption? It is the adhesion of atoms or ions or molecules to from a gas, from a liquid or a dissolved solid to a surface. There are two types of adsorption. First is positive adsorption and second one is negative adsorption. Okay. See, certain molecules or ions, when they added to a liquid, they may modify the interface in different ways. Okay. When the added molecules move only accord to the interface, that process is called as the positive absorption. If they move to the surface on their own, then they are called as positive adsorption. If and certain molecules remains to prefer in the bulk of the solution, and if the molecules tries to remain in the bulk of the solution, then the adsorption is known as the negative adsorption. Okay. If the molecules tends to be remain on the surface, then the adsorption is positive adsorption. If the molecules will try to remain in the bulk of the solution, then the adsorption is known as the negative adsorption. So, positive adsorption is what? Certain solute molecules and oils, when added to a liquid, are partitioned in favor of the surface of the or the interface. Okay. If the liquid or molecules, when added to a liquid, if they favor to remain on the surface or the interface, the absorption is known as the positive adsorption. And if the solute molecules or ions that are partitioned in the favor of bulk of the liquid, that adsorption is known as the negative adsorption. Okay. Now, we will study the adsorption and orientation at the interfaces. Okay. The circular part of the molecule represents the hydrophilic polar head group and the rectangular part represents the non-polar hydrocarbon tail. Okay. This is the diagram. In this diagram, this phase, this spherical shape represents the hydrophilic portion and this rectangular part represents the lipophilic part. Okay. So, the circular part the circular part, that is this, will shows the molecules, it shows the hydrophilic polar head. It is the hydrophilic polar head, and this rectangular part represents the non-polar hydrocarbon tail. Okay. And the air at the air water interface, the hydrocarbon chain will tend to lie horizontally on the top of the water surface at the low coverage. Okay. As in showing in this diagram, in this is the aqueous phase, this is the water phase. So, this hydrophilic head tends to lie towards the aqueous phase. Okay. And these hydrocarbon phase, these rectangular lipophilic non-polar portion will align towards the vapor phase. Okay. In this, there is hydrocarbon phase and aqueous phase. So, the hydrophilic portion, hydrophilic head lie towards the aqueous phase or towards the water molecule, but these hydrocarbon or non-polar molecules will try to remain towards the hydrocarbon phase. Okay. This is the type of adsorption. Okay. So, the tendency for the surface active molecules to pack into an interface favors an expansion of the interface. and longer the hydrocarbon chain, the greater is the tendency for the molecules to adsorb to the air water interface and hence lower the surface tension. Okay. As in this diagram there is hydrocarbon phase, longer the hydrocarbon chain, the greater is the tendency for the alcohol molecules to adsorb at the air water interface and hence the lower will be the surface tension. Okay. Next is the solid on the surface of which gas or a liquid molecule accumulate. The surface on which adsorption occurs or the solid on the surface of which gas or a liquid molecules accumulate or adsorb is called as the adsorbent. Okay. The surface on which adsorption occurs is known as the adsorbent, and the substances that are adsorbing or the molecules or the gases whose molecules accumulate on the solid surface is called as the adsorbate. Okay. There are three different terms, one is adsorbent, second is adsorbate and third one is adsorptive. What is adsorbent? The solid on the surface of which gas or a liquid molecule accumulate is called as the adsorbent, and the substances whether it is gas or whether it is liquid whose molecule accumulate on the solid surface is called as the adsorbate. Okay. And the non adsorbed gas is called as the adsorptive. Okay. Next is types of adsorption. There are another two types of adsorption, physical adsorption and chemical adsorption. So, this physical adsorption is also known as van der Waals adsorption, and chemical adsorption is also known as chemisorption. Okay. This is also known as the chemisorption because this is due to the chemical nature. Okay. Next is the surface active agent. So, what are surface active agents? Surface active agents are the molecules, these are the ions that are adsorbed at the interface, and these are termed as the surface active agents. Okay. So, these are also known as the surfactants, these are also known as the amphiphils. Why they are called as amphiphile? Because they possess the both groups, hydrophilic group as well as the lipophilic groups. So, they are known as they are amphiphilic in nature and they are also known as the amphiphils, and depending on the number and nature of the polar and non-polar group present, the amphiphils may be hydrophilic, they can be lipophilic or they can be well balanced between these two extremes. Okay. So, the molecules or ions that are adsorbed at the interface are known as the surface active agents. Okay. So, in the physical sense, surface active agents, the surface active agents are defined as the substances that preferentially get adsorbed at the interface and exhibit self association in the bulk of the solution at specific concentration. Okay. So, therefore, these agents reduces the interfacial tension and they are known as the surface active agents or surfactants, and because they possess both polar as well as non-polar groups. So, they are also known as the amphiphils, and based on the hydrophilic, lipophilic groups, they can be well balanced or they can be hydrophilic or they can be predominantly lipophilic. Okay. So, as per the definition, surface active agents are all termed as amphiphils, indicating that they have hydrophilic means water loving and also lipophilic, that is oil loving portion in the structure, and depending upon the number and nature of group, the surfactant or surface active agents can be predominantly lipophilic, predominantly lipophilic, predominantly hydrophilic, predominantly hydrophilic, and another one is well balanced. Okay. So, these surfactant molecules, as I have told you, that the molecules or the ions that are adsorbed at the interface are known as the surface active agent, because they are acting on the surface. They are trying to reduce the interfacial tension between the two interfaces, between the two phases. So, they are known as surfactants or the amphiphils. Okay. Why they are called as amphiphile? Because they contain both characteristics, they contain both groups, hydrophilic groups as well as the lipophilic groups. So, they are known as the amphiphils, and depending upon the number and nature of the polar and non-polar groups present in the amphiphile, they can be predominantly lipophilic, they can be predominantly hydrophilic, or they can be well balanced. Okay. So, the functional groups such as alcoholic, OH, carboxylic, COOH, sulfate, quaternary ammonium compound, these group contribute to the hydrophilic portion, okay, while alkyl chain contribute to the lipophilic nature of the molecule. For example, ethyl alcohol is miscible with the water in all the proportion, okay, while the aqueous solubility of amyl alcohol is much less in comparison to the ethyl alcohol, because in case of amyl alcohol there is more alkyl chain. Okay. Ethyl alcohol is what? C2H5OH, but in case of amyl alcohol it is C5H11OH. In this, more is the alkyl chain, more is the lipophilicity. Okay. So, it is less soluble in water as compared to the ethyl alcohol. Okay. So, next is the application of surface active agents. What are the different application of surface? It has applications in case of pharmaceutical adjuvants. Okay. According to their pharmaceutical use, surfactants can be divided into different functional group, and these functional group can be wetting agents, these can be used as solubilizing agents, these can be used as emulsifying agents, or these can be used as dispersing agent, suspending agent, deflocculating agent, forming agent, anti-forming agent, and also act as the detergents. All these uses are mentioned on the HLB scale, and depending upon their HLB value, they act as they perform the different functions. Okay. So, emulsifying agents are added into the emulsions just to stabilize the emulsions. They will, emulsifying agent will help in emulsification process. Okay. With the help of suspending agent, we can easily suspend our solid particles into the suspension. These suspending agents are added into the suspension. Dispersing agent, with the help of which solid is easily dispersed into the liquid medium. Okay. Forming and anti-forming agents. So, these all are the application of surface active agents, because they are used as the pharmaceutical adjuvants. Okay. Another application of surface active agent is influence on the drug action. These surfactants have influence on the drug also, because at low concentration surfactants enhances the penetration of hexyl resorcinol into the pinworm ascaris. Okay. If they are used in the low concentration, they will increase the penetration of drug, that is hexyl resorcinol, into the pinworm, and by this they are reducing, in this they are reducing the interfacial tension between the liquid phase and the cell wall of the pinworm. Okay. So, as a result, drug is adsorbed rapidly because they are reducing the interfacial tension. So, the drug is rapidly adsorbed and bring about the cell death. Okay. And when the concentration of the surfactant exceeded the CMC, what is CMC? There is a term that is CMC, and this is called the critical missile concentration. Okay. When the concentration of surfactant exceeds the CMC, the rate of absorption of hexyl resorcinol decreases, and in this situation the drug will be partitioned between the aqueous phase and the micelles. So, the less amount of drug is available for the absorption. Okay. The application of I am talking about the application of surfactant. First application of surfactant is its use as the pharmaceutical adjuvant, and that can be as wetting agent, solubilizing agent, emulsifying agent, dispersing or suspending, deflocculating agent, as a forming and anti-forming agent, as a detergent. Another application is influence on drug action, and in this the surfactant at the low concentration will enhance the penetration of drug, that is hexyl resorcinol. Hexyl resorcinol into the pinworm, and the name of pinworm is ascaris, and this is done by reducing the interfacial tension of the liquid phase and the cell wall of the organism. Okay. And if this interfacial tension is reduced, then drug is rapidly absorbed into the cell of the organism and the cell death will occur. But after some time, when the concentration of surfactant exceeded the CMC, that is critical missile concentration, at this point the rate of adsorption of hexyl resorcinol will decreases, and in this situation the drug will be partitioned between the aqueous phase and the micelles, and the less amount of drug will be available for the absorption. Another application of surface active agent is antibacterial activity. Okay. Ionic surfactants adsorb on the cell surface by electrostatic interactions, and as a result the cell surface will loses its integrity and essential materials are lost with the help of leakage. Okay. So, I have told you about 3 applications of surface active agents. First is it is used as a pharmaceutical adjuvant, that is as an wetting agent, as a solubilizing agent, as an emulsifying agent, as an dispersing, suspending and deflocculating agent. Another application is influence on drug action. It is also influencing the drug action. It helps the drugs in producing its effect. For example, surfactant at low concentration will enhances the penetration of resorcinol into the pinworm ascaris, and with the help of this these surfactants are reducing the interfacial tension between the liquid phase and the cell wall of the organism, and because of this the movement of the drug will rapidly occurs into the cell wall, and drug will be rapidly absorbed in the cell, and as a and the effect of this will be the cell death of the organism. But when the concentration of surfactant exceeds the CMC, then the penetration of hexyl resorcinol into the cell wall of the organism will reduces, and at this time in this situation the drug will be partitioned between the aqueous phase and the micelles. So, the less amount of drug will be available for the absorption. And last application of surface active agent is antibacterial activity, and in this the ionic surfactants adsorb on the cell surface by electrostatic interactions, and as a result the cell wall loses its integrity and essential materials are lost due to the leakage of the cell wall. Okay. Next is classification of surface active agents. Okay. A single surfactant molecule contains one or more hydrophobic portion and one or more hydrophilic groups. Okay. As I have told you previously that it contains hydrophilic portion also, lipophilic portion also, or a well balanced. Okay. According to the nature and amount of hydrophilic or lipophilic group, presence of hydrophilic or lipophilic group, the surface active agents are classified into predominantly hydrophilic, predominantly lipophilic and well balanced surface active agents. Okay. So, a single surfactant molecule contains one or more hydrophilic portion, it will contain one or more hydrophobic portions. So, according to the presence of ions in the surfactant molecule, they also can be classified as ionic surfactants and non-ionic surfactants. Okay. So, what is ionic surfactants? Ionic surfactants are classified into two categories, ionic surfactants and non-ionic surfactants. These ionic surfactants are further classified into three categories, amphoteric, anionic and cationic surfactants. Okay. So, what are ionic surfactants? Ionic surfactants have certain ions present on them. Okay. So, these are categorized into three classes, anionic, cationic and ampholytic or amphoteric. These ampholytics are also known as the amphoteric. Okay. So, first is anionic surfactant. In this, the surface active part is anion or it is a negative ion. For example, soaps or sodium lauryl sulphate. So, SLS or soaps are the example of anionic surfactant. Next is cationic surfactants. In case of cationic surfactants, the surface active part is cation or it is a positive ion. For example, quaternary ammonium salt. Third is ampholytic surfactant and it is also known as the amphoteric surfactant because it contains both positive and negative ions. For example, dodecyl beta alanine. So, this is the type of amphoteric surfactant. Okay. Next is non-ionic surfactant. So, non-ionic surfactant does not possess the charge or does not possess the ion on its surface. These are the polyethylene oxide products. These are the result of esterification of primary hydroxyl group with the lauric acid, palmitic acid, stearic or oleic acid, and they form the sorbitol monolaureate, sorbitol monopalmitate, sorbitol monostearate or sorbitol monooleate. If the primary hydroxyl group is esterified with the lauric acid, then it will form the monolaureate. Okay. If primary hydroxyl group is esterified with the palmitic acid, then it will form monopalmitate. If primary hydroxyl group is esterified with the stearic acid, then it will form monostearate. And if the primary hydroxyl group is esterified with the oleic acid, then it will form the monooleate. Okay. So, these are the water insoluble surfactants that are also called as span 20, span 40, 60 or 80 respectively. Okay. So, spans are included into the non-ionic surfactant categories. Okay. Next is the critical micellar concentration. So, what is the CMC? It is the concentration or it is the lowest concentration of the surfactant in the bulk of the liquid at which the formation of micelles starts is called as the critical micellar concentration. Okay. The concentration at which micelles start forming or micelle formation start is known as the critical micellar concentration. What is micelle? This is the type of micelle. Okay. If the molecule is dispersed into water, if there is water, then this is the hydrophilic portion, this is the lipophilic. If outside phase is water, then this type of micelle will form. Okay. If the outside environment is oil or lipid, then this type of micelle will form. Okay. So, critical micellar concentration is what? This is the lowest concentration of the surfactant in the bulk of the liquid at which formation of the micelles starts. So, it is called as the critical micellar concentration. So, these micelles are generally spherical in shape, but they are believed to be rearranged to a lamellar shape. Okay. Means micelles are mostly spherical shape, but they can be lamellar shape by the rearrangement at the higher concentration. If the concentration of micelles increased, then they can attain the lamellar shape also. Next is the saturation adsorption. So, we are talking about the adsorption, then there can also be a saturation point. So, there is a term that is called as the saturation adsorption. See, initially the surfactant molecules are adsorbed on the liquid air or liquid container interface. With further addition of surfactant, these interfaces become more and more crowded with the molecules until they are so tightly packed that further occupancy of requires excessive compression. So, that state is called as the saturation adsorption. What is saturation adsorption? When the surfactant molecule interfaces become more and more crowded, when there is more crowding at the interface of the surfactant and the molecules are so tightly packed that further occupancy can only be occur with the excessive compression. We have to apply excessive compression for the further occupancy of the surfactant molecule. That state is called as the saturation adsorption. Okay. So, this is all about the adsorption of solid at the liquid interface and the surface active agents or the surfactants. Thank you.